been playing for a bit over 2 years, but I've only been taking lessons for the last 9 months. So my biggest fear of starting lessons was, first of all, I was kind of scared I wouldn't be able to play very fast, because like when you listen to a lot of music, it sounds super fast, and if you try to play it then and you don't really have experience, it's going to be really slow, and so that's kind of discouraging. And not just the speed of how fast I played, but transitioning between different like sections of the guitar, like if I'm playing some chords, like transitioning between the chords and stuff like that, like just kind of the mobility of my left hand on the guitar. I was kind of worried about that. At the beginning of my lessons, the speed thing, I hadn't quite gotten where I wanted to yet, so I was still a little worried about that. But once I started to get into the second book and now the third book, my speed has really picked up, and I feel like all the stuff that I kind of felt like I might never be able to do, I can do now or will be able to do in the future, because I've seen myself progress so much that I know I can learn whatever concept I need to learn, because I haven't really failed at a concept so far. Well, my favorite part of lessons is probably once I've kind of gone through the song like once or twice and I know it kind of well, and I'm kind of like practicing it a little bit more during the lesson. That's fun, because the main thing I like about guitar is that the stuff you're playing sounds cool. That's the reason I chose guitar as my instrument. So I like the parts of the lesson where I kind of know how to play whatever piece I'm practicing, because then it sounds better than like learning it and being kind of janky, and like once it all fits together, I like that. Probably my least favorite part of lessons would be like the first time I play each section, because it's kind of like frustrating to not quite get it, and when it just sounds a little off. So yeah. Sometimes like when I'm doing the song, I kind of try to avoid looking at the tab, and I'm in the listen to what you're playing and look at like your fingers. So sometimes I can kind of figure out what note you're playing by just listening to it, and I'll play the wrong note, and I know where to go, or at least what direction to go to find the right note. And once I play the right note, I know for sure that that's what I'm supposed to play. Well, one, you get to play stuff that sounds cool, and that's really fun. That's kind of the reason I wanted to play. Another reason is it kind of like, it grows your mind in another region that you don't really have. Like, you know, even if you're like really smart in school or whatever, or even if you're not, it's like if you play guitar, it helps the creative side of your brain like grow, and it helps you kind of think differently about things. Like it kind of changes your outlook on some stuff, and it's just really fun to play. And it's one of the best things about guitar is seeing myself progress, and if I go back to one of my older books, I can see a piece that I really struggled with, and I can play it easily without even practicing, because I've progressed so much. And so it's really cool to see that progression just like right there. Like I can see it just by playing a song. I would definitely recommend taking lessons with you, because, well, it seems to me like your method of teaching is a little bit different than a lot of other people. Like it seems like you focus on the music theory, you go a little bit more in-depth about music theory, not necessarily specifically music theory, but like observations about music, and not just being able to play stuff, but kind of understanding the music and teaching techniques of how to play stuff. And it's not necessarily about being able to play each song correctly, it's about using the technique that the song is teaching. So I think you're a really good teacher, because like you can tell what your student's doing right and wrong, and then you also like you give positive reinforcement. So when I'm doing well, you say that, and so like that makes me happy. And then when I'm doing bad, it's not like you're all mean to me, you're like really nice about like how to improve.